Now they can see our faces. We are here. We are streaming live, people. So thanks again for joining us. If you're not joining us, you're gonna miss out on something pretty cool because we're doing part two, round two. We're doing the second episode using an amazing system by Avery Elder. So make sure and check out. We'll put links. It's Buried Without Ceremony is where you can find her almost everywhere. So make sure and give her a follow. Look at all the cool stuff that they do. They do. I mean, lists of things. Quiet Year, Monster Hearts 2. What was the other one that I was looking at? Ribbon Drive. Yeah, they got some cool stuff going on there, and she's behind pretty much all of it. So make sure and check that out. I'll post some links in the Twitch chat so that you guys can check it out as we go forward. It is a map-driven game, so our faces are a little bit smaller than normal, and the map is big. And if you watched this last time, you'll see, it's all still there, thanks to, is it Incamate? Incarnate?
Incarnate.
I need to get a better prescription. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, Inca. And I have a link to that too. I've been using it for years. It looks fresh and new these days. I haven't used it in probably 2 years, so it's really nice. So I'm gonna give this all over to Patrick. He's kind of our master of ceremonies, maybe, that kind of keeps the game going as we go. But it really is everybody gets involved. So we'll go from there, and we're gonna give it all over to you. It is yours, sir.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to The Quiet Tier. I am Patrick. I'll be the facilitator for this evening, as it was last time. Joining me are Michael.
Hey there.
Kat, Nick, and Marvin.
Hey, what's up?
And just a sort of fresh reminder for the players as well as for the audience. How this game works is it's a community building sort of role-playing game where we're all not individual characters, but social elements that sort of help build a society. That being said, each turn is broken into, we draw a card from the deck, which sort of denotes what happens during this week of whatever season we're in, which is currently summer. Then we adjust project dice as something finishes. We let the person who started the project describe what the effects are, what it looks like, and how it kind of, resolves. And then each player on the turn gets to take an action, which is they can discover something new on the map. They can hold a discussion, sort of either ask a question or make a statement that we all have to respond to. And then lastly, you can start a project, which is, what are we going to do to sort of prepare for the calamity, which is only a few short weeks away. And since we kind of left off at the end last time with Marvin, starting off the top is going to be me. And I pulled the 5 of diamonds. The two options that I have are a project finishes early, what led to its early completion, or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project.
So if you pick the second one, does that mean you can technically start 2 projects in a turn?
I could start 2 projects in a turn. I could also discover something new. But actually, I think I'm going to finish a project early, and that's researching how to defuse the bomb.
Yeah.
I know that was only started about a week ago, but in the sort of just searching through the missile silo that is currently where a nuclear missile is currently residing, they found the instruction manual. Just kind of sitting there where nobody seemed to check, or some pulled it off the wall and like, oh, this is interesting, put it back. That being said, I'll remove the bomb from there. And the foundry is also completed, which I believe was started by Nick. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's basically we've got all this ore and minerals now, so might as well put it to good use. Maybe make some metal things and all of that, and who knows, maybe we can start working on better weaponry and stuff to prepare, and or better our walls.
That's true. We currently only have wooden palisades surrounding our little settlement.
Mhm.
I think the estimate my project is first and foremost tools, kind of something we're currently lacking in a way. And we have some basic tools, but like getting some actual like tools to help with better farming, better mining. Um, when eventually we have access to wood, easy to cut down trees and process them. I think that's gonna take. I'd say a fair is about 3 weeks to sort of get all the tools we need.
I'm good with that. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
a
think
little
so.
more
We have a
long-term.
foundry now and we have power, so we don't
Yeah.
have anything holding us back that way. So
True.
Mhm.
And that's going to be my turn. Is I'm gonna start a project and sort of get us along the way of getting back into the Iron Age. Yeah. So next up is Michael. Michael, you get
Okay.
the 3 of diamonds.
Mhm.
Summertime is a time for production and tending to the earth. You can start a project related to food production, or summertime is a time for production. Summertime is for conquest and gathering of might. You can start a project to military readiness and/or conquest.
Ooh. I think we're kind of good for food. Let's go start a project for military readiness.
What are we starting?
Let's build a militia. We'll call them.
Do we have weapons for militia?
I mean, the tools can be cloud as weapons. They can be like, metal spears, bows, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
The militia. I'm gonna say, to really train and make the weaponry, maybe it's gonna be like 4.
Okay.
Because we
Yeah.
would need the tools first to train the militia with.
Yeah.
Take a practice with sticks and stuff in the meantime.
Usually how it works.
All right. Okay, so that's the card.
Mhm.
Just the project die. So tools is now 2, I think.
Yep.
All right, cool. So we got tools is 2, and then let's because you got that bomb defused, I want to start a discussion or hold a discussion.
Well, it's not diffused yet. We just know how to defuse it.
Know how to defuse it. Okay. I think I'm gonna say like the discussion is this. Like, you know what? The nuclear cult. I say we bring them back into the fold. They can defuse their bomb now, and like they're up there sort of alone doing their own thing. We need all hands on deck. Like, sure, their religion's a little crazy, but like, hey, what religion isn't in some ways? So let's bring them back into the fold and embrace our nuclear brothers and sisters once again. So that's where I stand. Let's bring them back in.
Yeah.
once they have defused this bomb, the House of Pan will consider letting them back into the colony. But they must defuse the bomb first and make good on their word.
Mm.
Nick.
Yeah, sure. They're smart enough to actually defuse the thing instead of blowing us all to hell. Why not? Maybe they can use that smarts that they've gained to help out the community.
Well, now that we know what we're doing, we can go ahead and get ready to defuse this thing, eliminate it as a threat forever, and fulfill our sacred duty to safeguard its precious bounty. So long as the dissenters don't get any bright ideas and try to activate it under our noses, everyone doesn't need to know that. Are you sure, Brother Roger? Oh, I am sure. They don't need to know that. We can handle it.
I think all hands on deck is a necessary thing with the calamity on the horizon. Already have reports of mutants, so they soon follow. Okay. Cat, ready?
Yeah.
The two of diamonds.
It's the first time I've not had a face card.
That's right.
For the-
Yeah, you know,
For those of you who watched the last one, and I just only got face cards.
Yeah, I mean the face cards are fun.
I'm gonna say the next card is higher than a 2. Sorry, I forgot when I'm on Card Sharks right now. My apologies.
So, two of diamonds. Someone new arrives. Who and why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who and what are they looking for?
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't really know too much about anybody in the community, you know?
You can make one up.
I'm going to say that the leader of the militia has left the community because they are looking for old world tech weapons.
Okay.
They think that the spears and all that are cute, but the mutants are going to have guns. And when you bring knives to a gunfight, you know who loses. So at least temporarily, they've left the community, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if this is a temporary thing or not.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
The militia is currently left without its leader, but that does not stop its progress for a project.
Just trying to set up something for drama. Doing a little bit of the stand here. Let's see. Can I do the project in regards to the bomb? Is that okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, start a project defuse the bomb. Since they have the manual on it now, it shouldn't take more than 2 weeks. I mean, they're either going to defuse it or they're going to blow themselves to hell. Those are kind of your only options here. Don't you think?
I'd say so, but let's hope for the option that succeeds and they defuse the bomb and not the other one.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that 2 weeks is even maybe too much, but, you know.
Well, it's to remove all the systems that cause it to detonate, not necessarily get rid of the fissile material.
Fair. But I don't think it should take more than 2 weeks.
I think that's fair.
Okay. Somebody's got to declare that as a project. Earlier the better, I think.
Yeah, get rid of one of the biggest threats to society at the moment, beyond the mutants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it for my turn.
It is Nick. Kat, you were wrong. It is the Ace of Diamonds.
In Card Sharks, Ace is high.
In this game, Ace is low.
Well, tie.
So, Ace of Diamonds for Summer. A contingent within the community demands to be heard. Who are they, and what are they asking for? Or, a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged, and why did they damage it, and is it permanent?
Jeez. So they either want to be heard or they've acted. Okay. Jeez. I think yeah, this is probably not going to be. Yeah, this is going to be just straight drama.
Do it.
I think a contingency against the cult of Nuclea has struck against them, and even more cult members have gone missing.
That's right. Cult members are going missing along the sort of western side of the map.
Yep.
So, even more have vanished. So, but they are known to have committed some sort of crime or have done something against their fellow person. Okay. Well, don't really have a legal system in place to handle that one, so.
Not yet.
That being said, the tools are completed. We now have, we have plenty of tools to make sure that we can, properly grow things, we have proper hammers, nails, all the tools we need to build a society, drills and whatnot. Especially if we want to try to utilize the mines up in the mountain to a fashion in the future, should we survive the calamity. Militias are ticking down closer to being completed, and the bomb is making headways. Should be done next week. Should. So.
All right. I can't remember. Did we ever make an excursion to that old mining facility?
We really haven't touched it. We know that there is a it is a once a mining company, so there's obviously lifts and all machinery there, but it's kind of been sitting there unused this entire time.
Yeah, and since we were getting the ore and minerals from the snow runners, I think.
Snow bunnies.
Snow bunnies. My bad. I
Yeah.
guess we just never really bothered to go there.
Yeah, we built our own foundry instead and just kind of let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, no one really wants to touch the new ruins that was discovered down in the forest.
Because of Barry.
Yeah.
Because of Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Could yield quite a bit. It's untouched.
This is my background is, by the way. Just
Yeah.
Gotta show Barry some love over here.
Barry,
You know, on the other hand, there could be stuff in that old mine besides just mining stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Could be some old
pretty cool.
tools that could be
Or dynamite,
or dynamite. Yeah.
Oh man, good for the
blasting
militia.
caps. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start an excursion down there. Let's see what we can find.
Okay, so we're gonna start mine expedition.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
Travel time. It's probably not that bad.
We have roads, so we have
Yeah, we do
travel
have
time
roads,
doesn't
so
really need to be
travel
too
time
much of an
isn't
issue.
really too bad. Yeah. 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, I think it's fair. I'm getting some kind of longer names over there. I gotta move the mountains a little bit.
Nah.
Okay. That's it. Let's see, that is Marvin.
Okay.
You have the 6 of diamonds.
Okay.
Outsiders have arrived in the area. Are they a threat, and how are they vulnerable? Or, outsiders arrive in the area. How many and how are they greeted?
Now that's a good one. What is that little circle we have to the north? Just-
The one with the dot in the center of it?
Yep.
That is a beautiful valley, sort of a lush valley beyond the mountains. That was discovered by Michael very early on in spring.
Mhm. Have we done anything with it?
Not particularly.
Okay, so the outsiders that come here, they're not hostile to us. So they're basically just going to be greeting and taking the second option. They're a group of disheveled people who's been wandering the waste for a while, and all of a sudden they find this beautiful valley, but then discovered that there's a civilization, well, settlement, to the south of it. So they're basically like, greetings to all of you. Uh, we've been searching for a home for a long while, and we found this beautiful valley to the north, and it's like, there was no one there at all, so we've decided to, well, settle there. And that was before we actually knew you people existed, so I hope we're not stepping on any toes. And I hope that we can be neighbors, good neighbors. But please, if you could, we've been walking the waste for a while. This is the first good place we've found. We need this. We're willing to trade, we're willing to talk with you guys, but if you could, please allow us to settle here.
Okay. With that in mind, we shall track down. Take down the projects. The militia is near completion. The bomb has been defused successfully.
Cheers
No
at the cool.
issues.
The House of Pan removes their contempt for the Cult of Nuclea.
Welcome back, Cult of Nuclea. We'll let bygones be bygones. Buy bombs.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say the contempt that I had is also taken out.
Okay. The super shady cult has now been welcomed back into the fold.
House of Pan suggests that you get a better publicity department in the future.
Well, we didn't choose the cult name ourselves.
Did you not?
No, we're called Nuclea, but everyone just called us the Cult of Nuclea because we wanted to worship the bomb. I mean,
This,
why wouldn't?
the worshipping of the bomb versus the diffusing of the bomb that caused much consternation in the community.
Yes, but hey, people need something to look forward to. With the bomb diffused and everything, I will take my action as holding a discussion. Cult of Nuclea is in celebration, but then one lone voice rings out among the cheers. Blasphemy! How dare you defile the sacred relic? You will all rue the day that you have done this. I spit on your feet. And a number of Nuclea cultists walk off into the waste to join their lost brothers and sisters. Where they go, no one knows.
Well, as part of the discussion, I think we're better off without them. Someone is so vitriolic in their beliefs about a inanimate object. Michael?
I would say we got to keep tabs on them. Like, we got some pissed off cultists with nothing to lose. Our enemies are coming in. They know our community and they might know our weaknesses, so they could easily turn traitor. I think we gotta dispatch some scouts, see what they're doing, and if necessary, defuse them permanently.
The House of Pan believes that anybody that moves against this community should be reaped like the autumn wheat. We agree with the assessment that spies need to be sent amongst their midst to report back if they present a danger. House of Pan recommends execution without mercy.
Nick?
I say, why even bother with spying on them? Why not just take them out? They obviously don't care about the community.
The House of Pan also finds this solution acceptable.
Hold on.
Well,
I'll take a little
unfortunately-
contempt on that one, guys. Let me write it down.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Look, they haven't done. All they've done is leave, okay? And we just made friends with the other cultists. Like, are they really gonna want to stay friendly if we kill their friends or their former friends? Like,
Their friends who they have been murdering en masse and burying out in the wastelands. I don't think that the current
well, we don't know who was doing that.
Allegedly.
members. I don't think the
Allegedly.
current members of Nuclea will particularly feel bad about the extermination of their murderers.
Let's see what they have to say.
No,
Maybe.
The
I'm just saying,
newfound-
like, let's leave the murder as like a firm last option.
the
And that's-
newfound court of
that's-
nuclear. Sorry, I know.
Yeah, Colton
no more
and Clay,
discussion
what do you
here.
think?
No more discussion at this point. Unfortunately, we come to an end.
Alright.
Hey, that's the nature of these sort of things. Things aren't going to be resolved.
Mhm.
You're more than welcome to continue this conversation in a future discussion. But unfortunately, as I draw my card, summer is fleeting.
Mm,
I pulled the King of Diamonds,
Whoa,
which is the
so
last card
fall.
in the deck.
Mhm.
Normally, this is if you draw this card like somewhere else in the deck, you discard the top two cards of the pile, and take two actions this week. But since there are no more cards in the pile for diamonds, it's gonna be a regular turn. The militia at the end of summer is completed. I believe that was Michael.
Mhm.
What happens?
Nice. The militia is ready.
Armed with weapons of a different age. Okay. At the same time, the mining expedition also completes. What were the results of that?
Helps to mute. Helps to unmute. I would say like there's definitely like some old tools that were used, which can probably be refurbished. So we probably don't have to worry too much about like tools. We actually have an abundance now of tools. Yeah, I'd say there's like some old, like a little bit of like a couple of like old dynamite sticks, maybe some blasting caps, but it's like very old and sort of like we're not sure if they'd still be of use.
They might, you never know.
Yeah.
Not so. Well, there's been some dynamite found in them hills. Let's see, lastly, what do I want to do? With weapons in hand and a militia, I think it is one more time to go hunt Barry.
Mm.
That's gonna be a 2-week endeavor. We failed before, so we need to be cautious. Okay, and that is it for me. And now we transition into autumn. The air becomes colder. The sun begins to set earlier and earlier. And the first vestiges of snow in the mountains near Lake Tahoe begin to gather. Cat.
I think
Uh,
it's Michael first.
Oh, it is Michael. Yes, thank you. My apologies.
every
Michael.
second.
So 9 of clubs. The community
Okay.
works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early. Or the group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something that has been previously overlooked.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do kind of like an X factor. I think we go back to one of those ruins, like now that we're a little more secure, we investigate one set of ruins. Was it like the paw print or the kind of ruined building there instead of by the river?
Well, the paw print was just the graphical representation of animals being in abundance.
Oh, right. Okay. What were the ruins by the nuke bunker? Did we examine those before?
We have, but I don't think we spent much time in there because
like I think there's a scrapyard right by the nuke bunker, which is what the square represents, and then the ruins are down by the water itself.
Yeah.
What about
And-
that grave to the left of it?
That's where all the people have been dying and going missing.
Oh, okay.
There's also a cave system too.
Yeah, which I think is wasn't the cave
The-
system. It's the
The
circle.
circle. Yeah, right here.
Okay. I think we discover the ability to make bullets and like weapons. We find like a firearm manufacturing guides and tools. So it's possible that we could get like firearms if we wanted to go down that route, but I don't know. Could be bad.
Oh, apparently not just firearms, cannons.
Yeah, there's like, books on how to make gunpowder and stuff.
A
So we-
survivalist library.
Yeah, exactly. So we could start making explosives and like, basic gunpowder weaponry.
If you remember the last time we went into that room, we were looking specifically for things like survivalists, and we didn't find them then. So we must have done a more like
Yeah, I
thorough-
figured do a more thorough job. Mhm. All right. Okay, so just the project dice, the Berry Brigade, the battle against Berry nears a close.
Indeed, it
And,
does.
Discover something new. Okay, let's discover. Let's get some more detail about these people who have settled in the valley. Like that could be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't,
sorry.
it
Go
a
ahead.
wasn't it a one option or the other thing?
Oh, this
So
is for the 3.
this is
Taken.
for number 3, the take action.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one
Yeah,
is
no
cool.
worries. Okay, so take an action. Yeah, so discover something new. So let's be like, we start, talking with these people who settled in the beautiful valley. We'll just call them like the Wanderers. And we learn we discover they're like cultivating like berries and fruit up there.
Mhm.
Maybe we should say fruit because now we got we got berry and berries. So they're pretty good, expert farmers of. I don't know, there's a special word for like berry farmers or fruit farmers, orchards. I think that's something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
orchards are
so
like
they-
where they grow them.
Orchards.
Yeah, they're good. They're good at making orchards, so they could be like useful trade partners, And they seem peaceful, but still, we're a little wary towards them. But now we know kind of what they're about. That they're a little bit more like shepherds of the plants.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. Cat, finally to you.
Yeah. Now it's me.
8 of clubs.
Okay.
Someone sabotages a project and the project fails as a
Oh,
result.
no.
Who did this and why? Or someone is
Or-
caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How do we respond to this?
Sure. I'm going to say they caught the offshoot Cult of Nuclea person who was trying to interfere with the hunt for Barry, as they've decided that he is a product of the atom and therefore is a demigod. And they had set up a trap for the hunters to protect Barry.
Okay.
They were caught, brought back to town, and after a very fast kangaroo trial were hanged.
Okay. Interesting.
I believe you asked me what happened to them.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was,
how did we respond? That's exactly what you did, yeah.
Yeah, they brought them back and hanged them. I'll say that one of the hunters was badly injured, like in the process
Ooh.
of this happening. You know what I mean? So there was like a vengeance thing, and it was one of the people that was like, we shouldn't indulge them. And now that the person that was leading the call for like, let's not even spy on them, we should have just killed them. Like it really rises back up now, to sort of appease that very growing faction in the community now, which also has many members of Nuclea. They just hanged this person.
Difficult calls, difficult decisions. Something had to be done.
It was the only way to prevent like full-scale riots. But it has made I think it's made the Elks Club very nervous.
It's probably the cult Nuclea a little nervous as well, I would imagine.
I mean, I think that Nuclea is wanting to show that they're separate from these particular bad cultists. You know?
Yeah, that's the old cult of Nuclea. We're the court of Nuclea.
Court of Nuclea, I like it.
Much better.
So I think the court of Nuclea actually curries some favor by being, instead of dissenting to this person getting hanged, they agree to it like with very little pressure. So I think it's really only the wise elder man and the Elks Club that like have reservations about doing it. The House of Pan is very standoffish about it, but they equally do absolutely nothing to stop it.
Oh, cool. They got a house in there.
Does that make sense? It's horrible. I'm sorry. It went full Lord of the Flies, but I'm playing on what we had in that discussion. There were a lot of kill 'em all going.
It was it was interesting.
Yeah.
But with this person caught and summarily executed, Barry, the old man of the woods, has been slain.
Oh man, R.I.P.
Finally.
Say goodbye to a legend.
I think that was 27 weeks.
Wow, this monster bear was around.
It was around a long time.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
a
mean we
banana.
move wood out of scarcity, though?
Yes. I would say that we can move wood out of scarcity for that one. Because we have dealt with that situation that was blocking the wood. At least the usable wood.
Yeah.
Everything else was not so much.
As much as I want to discover something new to explain what happened to the militia leader who still hasn't reappeared yet, I'm starting a project. Gather lumber.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's logical. Winter's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have had a discovery for like what happened to this militia leader, but you know, time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think how many weeks do you think spend collecting lumber?
I mean, I think they're going to collect as much as they possibly can. So, and roads haven't been set up to the lumber yet. So
That's true.
It's probably slow going, especially because fall is setting in, which is, I
Rain
mean,
and
people do tend to still do a lot of lumber in the fall, but it's not as ideal as if we had gotten this accomplished in summer. So I'm going to say collecting of the lumber is either 4 or 5 weeks, just because there would be pretty massive setbacks and they need to set up an infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with four.
To collect the amount of lumber that they need for the settlement. I mean, I feel like 4 is reasonable. Let's keep in mind they're trying to get enough for the winter when it's going to be impossible to do this.
Exactly.
So lumber isn't going to continue to be a project into the winter. Like it's now or never. We need to get the trees.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put wood back into scarcity until this lumber project is completed.
That's fair.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
We have access, so it doesn't mean we have it in abundance just yet.
Okay, so once we have finished the lumber project, it can move into abundance.
Yes.
Obviously, things can happen in the meantime. But yeah, I did really want to say what had happened to the militia leader, but you know, starting a project was just awfully important.
It could come up later, maybe. So
Of course, yeah, it's plenty of time.
Oh yeah, there's still time.
Okay. So that is now Nick. It's your turn. The 5 of clubs. A group called the Parish arrives. Who are they? And why have they chosen your community, and for what? Or, a small gang of marauders is making its way through the local terrain. How many of them are there, and what are they carrying?
Um. what are they- Um. So it's a group called the Parish or Marauders. Okay. Um. I would say let's go with the. Yeah, my brain keeps going back to the Marauders. So, um, so I would say they're. So the question was the thing was who are they and what they're carrying, or
It's how many of them are there,
oh how
and what
many?
weapons are
Okay.
they carrying?
What- Um, I'd say there's sort of it's not like a huge band of marauders, so I'd say maybe like 10 to 15, but they actually have like old world weaponry, like old world like guns, like from before the apocalypse. Um, so and and they stocked up on those guns, so they're set for a while.
Are they coming from the west, from the east, the south,
Um,
north?
well, mm, say northeast, like right below the mountains.
Okay. Mutants and marauders on the coming from the east. Not a good spot for us.
Yeah, but at least we're not pincered.
That's true. The lumber continues on its journey to being fully processed. Anything else you'd like to do?
Um, so just go. Let's um, well, along the same lines of since the path to those southern ruins are more clear, why not take an excursion and see what we can find?
How long do you think it's going to take for them to complete their excursion?
Um, it's getting colder, so and without roads, 3 weeks.
Okay. So a group heads off to go to the ruins close to where the forest is, as well as the old man of the woods' former abode.
Mhm.
Okay. Marvin. 3 of clubs.
Rear clubs, gotcha.
Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who and what is the warning? Or someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is the warning? As part of that one, you can start a contentious project that relates to it.
Well then. Actually, I do want to address something first. Would the Court of Nuclea have outposts in the settlement or stick next to the nuke bunker? Because right now
It'd be
we got
both.
the
It'd be
cultists right
both.
there.
The house is just representation of kind of these named forces we have within this world,
Okay.
the different social dynamics we have.
I think I like the second option better. What was that again?
Someone issues a dire warning to the community, and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is this warning? And then start a project that relates to it. A contentious project.
What's this contentious project mean?
That means if there's, it's one of those things like, you can make up, you can like, when I think I had one of this kind of similar thing with the cult of Nuclea back like last episode, where I started a project that none of y'all liked. So that's what contention is. Start a project that is not going to be popular.
Okay, then I got an idea. So, the warning message is on the body of that one cultist that was hung in the settlement. Everyone sees a sign written in red. We have no idea where they got the red paint or anything. Saying, "You will all regret this." And there are signs of a large group. Well, maybe not so large, we don't know how many left, but there is a group of former cultists, well, former parts of the Court of Nuclea, moving east across the river in the direction of the Marauders. And the contentious project is the cult and the Marauders are going to join together into a larger force.
Okay, so the project you want to do is related to what? How in this situation?
Let's see.
Do you want us to like send out a group to go hunt them down, prepare for war? What's the plan?
I think we might be better to prepare for war.
Okay. How long do you think we have?
Well, they have to cross all the way from the rest, all the way here. So I'd say give us some time. 5 weeks.
Okay. So, something imminent. I'm gonna put war prep. So we think we have about 5 weeks to prepare for war. Oh man, some winter stuff going on. That being said, we still continue with the projects. Lumber, some more is being flooded back into the town, and the ruins, seemingly very useful. We'll find out, won't we? So, what's the plan? Next action.
Alright. I'm gonna start a new project. Since the lumber's coming in, I think it might be best to prepare some walls or
Well, we do already have palisades. We have a defensible perimeter around the heart of our settlement. Not all of it, like the heart of it.
Okay, so we do have defenses.
Yes.
Maybe get the snow bunnies and the wanderers involved. See if we can gather allies.
Okay. How long do you think it's going to take to reach out to both the Wanderers and the Snow Bunnies to get a determination?
We already got contacts with them, so 2 or 3 weeks.
Let's err on the side of 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Man, we got a lot of projects going. It's wonderful.
The Court of Nuclea regrets the loss of our wayward brothers and sisters. But then again, They're the crazy part of our cult. We no longer associate them.
Okay. Marvin, now it's back to my turn.
Mhm.
7 of clubs. A project just isn't going to work out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project, and when it resolves, I'll be responsible instead of determining how it went for the community. Or, something goes afoul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. I think between the taking on Barry and all the other things that are happening around town, I think we've neglected some aspects and people are getting sick. So we're lacking medicine now. So, unfortunately, how it goes. Project Dine's lumber is almost completed. The ruins are almost always also completed. And the war prep continues. Getting hard to make war without medicine.
The security pact also goes down on.
That's right, yes.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm a whole discussion.
Okay.
One last question. Should we prepare to flee this town? Flee the settlement?
I'm gonna say it's a distinct possibility. I think we should reach out to the Wanderers and the Snow Bunnies, as long as we're building this security pact, and say that maybe we could seek shelter with them if need be. Because I fear that like all our enemies are arrayed against us, and even this is even before the full calamity arrives. So if they're our allies and our friends, maybe they could shelter us if we really need to. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
The House of Pan has worked too hard to build civilization here. We reject the notion of fleeing like cowards. We think that maybe we should build more and better walls. If anything is to be our savior, it is civilization. We do not fear a few marauders with guns who have been joined by heretics of our local religion. We hope that I forgot the name of your group now.
The Courts of Nucleia.
We hope that the Court of Nucleia agrees with us and that we are stronger together and remaining civilized.
Nick?
Yeah. I think we can hold out. We've come this far. We've found this place. We've built so much already. We should try and keep it instead of running. Why run?
Okay. The court of Nucleia will not flee this holy site. If we are to leave, it will simply leave the nuke vulnerable to the heretics. We shall stand by any who wish to defend our homes. Nay, the last remnants of humanity itself from nuclear holocaust. And I think the court still had contempt with House of Pan. So they're removing it. The Elks are still in contempt.
I'm gonna take contempt. I'm gonna take like 3 contempts. Everyone's like, let's stay. Ooh, no matter what. Okay, enjoy
Okay,
it.
so you're taking contempt against the Court of Nucleia, the House of Pan, and the citizenry.
Yeah, everybody's.
Provided
All I
I'm-
said was like, hey, it's our lives, okay? And then everyone's like, no, we have to stay. All right, contempt.
Your contempt
There
is
we go.
noticed.
That's all the contempt I got.
At their shoddy reaction, House of Pan takes contempt against the Elks Club on the fact
Taking
that
contempt
they
at
are.
my contempt, huh? Well,
Yes.
I take contempt at your contempt at my. No, we can't do that.
I still get a chance to say something to ask the question. My last statement is maybe this conversation was a mistake. And that's where I'm gonna end it. That's my final statement. Like, whoops, yikes, didn't mean to do this.
Yeah. Like
And now the community is in schism.
the House of Pan is like, okay, you want to make a move against literally everybody in the community Elks Club? Okay, let's see how this plays out for you.
I'm just saying contempt. I'm not making any moves. It's just contempt. That's it.
You are holding contempt against your own people. It is noted.
Okay. Okay, so Michael, you have the 10 of clubs.
No clubs.
Harvest is here in plentiful. You can add in abundance. Cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area.
Oh, very cool. You know what? Let's remove the threatening force. I think after we got all worked up over these marauders, like it just gets so cold that like they kind of decide to just hunker down and like are like, yeah, maybe we won't attack this well-defended settlement. They just figure it's not worth it. So yeah, so the marauders taking a break. The cultists are like, come on, guys, attack! And they're like, no, it's okay. You can do it if you want. You have fun, but we're good right here. So now we're preparing for a war that won't happen. I mean, a war will still happen eventually, so that's fine.
The calamity is still on its way, so maybe it's better to get the prep done early.
Yeah, good point.
It's like starting a school project. You want to get it done as soon as possible.
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh,
What?
yes. All the projects. So lumber's done. That's pretty cool.
Lumber has finished. Cats?
I think there's nothing to say besides wood is in abundance rather than scarcity.
A useful scarcity to have.
Courtesy of the House of Pan, of course.
Yeah. All right. The ruins are done.
Yes. I believe that was Nick.
Well, since the medicine shortage came after the the thing, they didn't know about that, so I can't really like contradict it. Like, I feel like that's like,
I mean, it could help alleviate. You could know that there's medicine now there. We have to retrieve it. We can change to an abundance, but not in this particular moment.
okay.
Like, oh shit, we need a medicine. There's like a fully stocked pharmacy back in those ruins. We could go get that.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. So they came back with like just like stuff that they knew we needed. Like they were actually able to find like some old bullets that were still good in like some shops. Actually ended up finding like some of those old like those what are those called? The molds that you can make, so we don't have to make our own molds.
bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that gets sort of like helped out in, but I think they come back and we're like, oh shit, wasn't there that medicine in that hospital over there?
We have an answer to one of our scarcities. I think it's one of us to do it though. But that leaves, I think it's still Michael's turn, right?
Yeah, so we're taking
Yes.
action. Let's actually start a project like make a hospital.
Okay.
Like to actually start, harvesting get those medical supplies over there. Look through some old medical textbooks, and start training some doctors who can start handling this plague we got. Yeah, well, let's have universal healthcare.
Hell yeah. Single payer system. How long do you think that project's gonna take?
Oh, probably not so short because we gotta get the stuff over there. We gotta train people in using it. Let's go with maybe 4.
Okay.
So we have the lumber to build a hospital.
Yeah, now we
That's
can
true.
actually make the tools and stuff. So
Yeah.
House
don't
of
think we're-
Healing.
I don't think we're going to be all the way to. Well, no, we have an energy grid too, so.
Yeah, we do. We
I feel
have
like
solar
one of the
power.
first things we set up was the energy grid.
Yeah. Kind of in a backwards manner, but yeah, we did it.
Just so we discovered solar panels, because that was the thing I decided like early on.
So, Cat,
Yes.
6 of clubs.
Okay.
Introduce a dark mystery amongst the members of the community. Or conflict flares up amongst community members, and as a result, the project fails.
Okay. I am going to say that conflict flares up
Okay.
in the community, which causes the projects to fail. Wait, what was the first option again? I'm sorry, I'm not didn't mean to be
Introduce a
wishy-washy.
dark mystery amongst the community of your amongst the members of your community.
You know what? Let's go with dark mystery instead. I'm sorry.
Nope. Need to apologize.
Okay. Yeah, I got thinking about. I'm like, I don't want any of these projects to fail. That's. Sorry, I'm wimping out. So the dark mystery. I can work back in the militia leader this way.
Yes, you can.
The outside of town, where the person had been hanged, but since long ago has been, buried in an unceremonious, unmarked grave, they find a scarecrow. Not that unusual in this time of season, except the scarecrow's body is a normal scarecrow, and the head is the head of the militia leader, recently decapitated. Over
Gruesome.
hung, what is pinned to his chest is a symbol of a heart with the radiation symbol drawn inside of it. How's that?
It's pretty good.
Now, of course, people immediately jump to the radical cultists, but then again, they haven't been around recently, have they? Are there other people that have fallen for their faith? Like, is it a scheme by the power brokers to try to drive the newly founded Court of Nuclea into seeming like unreasonable? And therefore, is that the Elks Club trying to spread dissent amongst the groups that have started getting together? Who knows? But they have found the militia leader, the person that was the most for war preparation, decapitated with a sign on his chest that is a heart with the radiation symbol drawn inside of it. What it is worth.
It's a cool ass symbol, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if you're going to be a cult that loves like the bomb, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So, War Prep is nearing on being completed. The Security Pact completes.
Oh, good.
Hey.
Who was that one again?
I think it was me.
What happens? What's the result?
Okay. So, in light of the Marauders leaving, but the cult is still a threat, what with the militia leader showing up, we don't know if it's the cult just yet. The Snow Bunnies are going to share some of their secrets with our settlement, as well as the Wanderers. The Snow Bunnies will teach us how to properly use skis so we can get around the mountains if we need to. And the Wanderers are going to give us some of their berry plants. So we can eat something rather than just meat.
The House of Pan has
And
been
grain.
producing bread.
Yes, but it's not like fruits or vegetables.
I know, we have a whole new food group. Fruits, finally.
Yes. Fruits, vegetables, bread, meat. We have all the food groups together. We're finally nutritious, y'all.
And then I guess I have to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
Yep.
A project has been started
Okay.
to remove the Elks Club of their authority.
Okay.
Wow. Hey, you know what I got? You know what I got?
Oh, do you have
Contempt.
contempt?
Contempt. That's right. Here's some contempt. It's for you.
How long do you think it's going to take to unseat them?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
This is not to be done subtly.
Okay.
Like their option for, hey, let's just abandon the town and everything will be fine, was met basically with horrible contempt by the other group that's kind of jockeying for power. They've rallied everybody else.
Incredible.
And
I love it.
they are, with the discovery of the militia leader, it has been decided that the Elks Club does not know how to run power. They can either voluntarily resign or they can resign at the end of a rope.
Okay. So, Nick.
Because why not have things totally fall apart before winter?
Exactly, yeah. So, Nick. You have the 4 of clubs. The strongest amongst you dies. What caused the death? Or the weakest amongst you died. Who's to blame for their death?
I feel like the strongest among us has already died. Weakest. Who's to blame? Okay. Does it have to be a who?
It could also be a what?
I think a small child was stricken with a unknown disorder and died.
You like medicine. Not much we can do.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
And so the prep continues for war that will never come. Oh, maybe from what they're
Still
preparing for.
coming.
It's still, something's coming.
Yes, there is danger on the horizon. Healthcare is also spurred on by this unfortunate situation to be completed, and the Elks Club is losing favor at the moment.
I mean, a young child just died due to their neglect and their ability to run this town.
Well, the town is run essentially by House upon Elks Club and the Court of Nuclea at this particular junction.
We are a new power within the settlement. We are blameless for this.
I blame the cult of Nuclea.
This is not a discussion moment, please.
Yeah. I blame both them and the House of Pan.
But
Do
yes,
not forget your own citizenry.
anything you'd like to do, take an action.
Well, if I remember correctly, the Oaks Club was sort of like the de facto leaders for like the longest time.
Yeah, they had horses and mounts and animals.
Mm-hmm. Well, who's going to lead if they're deposed?
So you want to start a discussion on that?
Yeah, get the ball rolling.
Okay. This question is again what?
Who's going to lead if once the Elks Club is gone?
Marvin, you're first.
Once the Elks Club is gone, well, the esteemed members of the court, well, we are not too sure. We don't think it should be someone. Again, I'm kind of trying to figure out what the heck they actually would do. I don't think the court would actually nominate themselves, though. We're more of a religious group, you see. But then again, the actions of the House upon recently, with the hangings and such, are a cause of concern. Maybe we should vote for a ruling council? Not one house is in charge, but a representative from all of us?
I speak on behalf of the citizenry. I believe that the squabbling amongst the three major groups is causing more harm than good. Why do we even depose the Elks Lodge, the Elks Club, except at the behest of the House of Pan and the Court of Nucleum doing nothing to stop this? You are all fools. Michael?
Yeah, agreed. I don't know. I say, I guess the Elks Club, are even though we've done everything for this town, our thoughts don't matter anymore. I say the people who say they shouldn't lead are the ones who should lead. So I'm going to say give it to the Cult of Nucleia. I think we should go all in on embracing their leadership. Like, they haven't steered us false. And they've, they came back to the town. So I say go with them.
The House of Pan is merely a trade union. We have no interest in holding power in this town. We agree with the Cult of Nuclear, not cult. I keep forgetting what you're actually called now.
Court.
The court.
We agree with the Court of Nucleia's decision that it should be an elected council of citizenry, as is decided with all free people, not simply those who own elks as pets, who have put themselves in as de facto despots, who do nothing but hold the rest of their citizenry and other members of government in contempt. We yield the rest of our time to the citizenry of this town.
Nick, wrap it up. What's your last statement?
Well, more squabbles have been had, but there is something in the wind.
Okay. So that brings it to Marvin.
Mhm.
The queen of clubs.
Oh boy.
Just realized that this is interesting that we're in autumn, which is clubs. We're trying to get rid of the Elks Club. I think that's interesting. The queen of clubs. A disease spreads through the community. Choose one of these options. First is you spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. The project dice are not reduced this week. Or nobody knows what to do about it. We add health and fertility as a scarcity.
Right when we're about to have healthcare.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's like the worst time.
What makes the most sense to me would be the first option. The disease is just, we gotta get a handle on it right now. So, Elks Club, you're off the hook for another week.
That's true. And so none of the projects are worked on this week. Everybody's sort of quarantining and treating.
Mhm.
Brings it to what's your action?
Okay, we're currently preparing for war, healthcare. Actually, did we ever discover what was up with that grave to the far left?
That was the missing cult members very early on. as well as some of the ones who are also found dead later on.
I'm gonna start a project. I want to know what exactly is happening over there. What caused the cult members to disappear, show up dead? We don't think they did it to themselves. No, they were pissed off because we disarmed the bomb. Who's killing them and what? And are they a threat?
How long do the investigation is going to take?
I don't know if the rest of the settlement is too concerned about missing cultists, so I'll put this at 3 weeks.
Okay.
Sure, they are misguided, but they were still our people once. We owe it to them to figure out what happened.
Okay. So, it's now my turn. I pulled the Jack of Clubs. I have well, I only get one option because there are projects underway. A project finishes early. Which one and why? Some cards, like this one here, also have if no project is underway at the moment, recklessness creates animosity, which leads to violence. Who gets hurt? Which I'm glad we didn't get that one.
Yay. Hooray for project.
I'm gonna say, in light of the disease that we have just sort of dealt with, that healthcare is a priority in order to establish a healthy society.
Yes.
So it's going to finish early. Healthcare was...
I think it was Nick? Or was it?
Is it mine? I think it was
Oh,
mine.
no, it was Michael, because
No, it
it
was
was
Michael,
before
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Michael, what's the result of this?
We have a new hospital complex, and now we can take care of sick people.
Excellent.
So abundances could be medicine, I guess, instead of scarcities now.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
We have medicine. The war prep is also finished. Which was...
I think that was me too.
What happened?
I don't know. I think I started 2 projects on my turn. The war prep and the security.
Yes, because I think it was the card you pulled allowed you to do
Yeah,
so.
that's right.
Okay, so let's go with the war prep. Well, the Marauders are off our shores, so really the only enemy we need to prepare against are the mutants and or incursions by random cultists, which has already happened with the dead militia member. We're basically going to shore up our defenses, maybe establish a watch, keep an eye on anyone coming in or out of the settlement, and guard against any further attacks. We're basically preparing for a storm.
Okay. Let's see. How else am I going to... How should I detail this?
Okay. And a castle-looking one.
Yeah, we can add a... I'm going to sub out an icon here. Representing not just sort of basics, watchtowers on our edge. We now have a connection, a grid of defense now going.
Yeah, we're not just a militia, we're a standing army now.
Indeed.
Mhm.
And the Elks Club has been deposed.
And that one was Cat.
That was me. The House of Pawn stays weirdly silent at the elimination of the Elks Club. However, people that have been strangely well fed in this community and certain members of the lumber class do take a very heavy role in burning down the Elks Club village or structure, seizing their elks and horses to be redistributed amongst the people. And one of the particular lumber barons, a gentleman known as LaCroix, or LaCroix if you're going to Americanize it, is the one to give the speech telling the Elks Club, you have held your people in contempt, the religion of the town in contempt, and the farmers of this town in contempt. You have chosen the path of the coward to flee from war, which we are now well prepared for. So, you may have what you wish, Elks Club. Flee. Flee into the mountains. Hide in the caves like the rats you are. You are no longer welcome in this settlement.
Wow. Guess what? I'm 5 contempt, now it's 6 contempt. I don't know. We should really be. It's the same thing. It was contempt when
Yeah.
you did it. I guess it's still 5. Because it's nothing really new. You just went through with it.
If anybody accuses the House of Pan of having orchestrated this, I assure you the House of Pan's hands are
Oh,
clear.
sure.
Very clean. They had nothing to do with this. They're merely a group of farmers and tradespeople
Oh, just a bunch of bakers, huh?
who have helped build a new hospital
Baking up
With the-
betrayal. That's what they were
with the
cooking.
help of the Court of Nuclea.
Fresh out of the oven, it's treachery.
I think the Court of Nuclea has a lovely little church inside of the hospital. Yes, no? And of
Yes.
course, elections shall now be held to put the citizenry in power as it should have been from the start.
All right, well, we'll see about that. I'll hold off on. We'll see what happens next.
Which is what
Sorry.
which is what my project is going to be, is government. And it takes 6 weeks to establish this.
Yep.
It's a messy process involving a lot of moving parts and hurt feelings, especially too. A lot of things can go wrong in 6 weeks.
I mean, they don't drive out every single person ever involved in the Elks Club, but the leadership,
No, of course not.
especially the ones that advocated for the coward's path, are removed from town, but they are not executed. They are. We do not want to start a new government bathed in blood, after all. We are a peaceful people.
Okay, that's it for me. That is my turn. That brings us to Michael.
All right.
A natural disaster strikes the area.
Oh man.
Choose one of the following.
Ooh.
You focus on getting everyone to safety. We remove an abundance, and a project fails. Or we focus on protecting the supplies and hard work at any costs, and several people die as a result.
So it's one of those two.
One of those two.
All right. I think it's gonna be the second one because I don't see how these projects could I think they could be continued even if a disaster is going on. A disaster doesn't I think if it was more like resource gathering, that's what the disaster would interrupt. These seem like things that would. I mean, a disaster would make them pause, but they could still continue really without. They wouldn't fail. So I think it's going to be some people die.
Okay.
Let's see what terrible disaster could strike. I mean, it's autumn. I mean, it's it's California. It's dry. Maybe like a fire sweeps through the town.
Put all your efforts into protecting the town from fire, but
Yeah, unfortunately, some smoke inhalation, some flame, so a bunch of people do end up dying.
it happens.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so just the project dice.
Yep. The
All right,
search for
the
what
missing
happened,
people continues.
indeed, and government is taking root in some fashion. We'll find out in 5 weeks.
Government conversations continue. Okay. Let's go ahead and start a new project.
Okay.
We only got the 2 up here. Let's see, I mean, we already got a lot of cool stuff. Let me see. I think let's start building another set of roads, down from our settlement to the river. I don't know if you'll let me, but maybe another one up to the Wanderers, just make all transport a bit easier.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll have like, even more now with our new tools, we can like start really focusing on making some more basic roads that can go everywhere in the region to help transport go even better. It's a big project, so it'll probably take, I'm gonna say, 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, more roads.
Roads plus.
Okay.
People do love the roads.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, I think that's a good part of like, civilization. You gotta have roads.
The Romans said.
Hmm.
Oh, and we have ruins now too.
Yeah, we have ruins for the House of the Elks Club. They're still there. They're still represented on the map, but whatever
They're the
power the
former
hell
Elks
it
Club.
has fallen.
Yeah, maybe it'll be turned to like the new democratic building whenever that's finished.
Yeah, built on the ashes
council
of the
chamber
predecessor.
or whatever. All right, that's all from me.
Okay, Cat.
Yes, that's me. What other horrible things can I do? I feel like I've started to represent this evil force within the city.
The Ace of Clubs. The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one and why? They choose one of these followings. They decide to take more time to ensure that it's perfect, and they add 3 weeks to the project die. Or they drop everything else to work on it, and all of their projects fail.
Oh, damn. So wait.
Add
There's
3
one-
weeks to one of them, or pick one to keep and we get rid of the rest.
People have decided that it's such a cold case by now with the missing people that we're adding 3 weeks to it.
Okay.
Because they have bigger concerns between the fires and the rampant diseases and trying to set up the new government. I'm sorry, Court of Nuclea, but, sometimes things fall behind. And
Contempt.
Well, they want to make sure they do a thorough job.
yeah, they're doing a thorough job. Whatever. This wasn't the decision of the House of Pan, I want to note. But
That's fine.
Court
Marvin can
is-
take a...
The court is still a bit miffed. We understand they were horrible people, but they were still our people. Perhaps they can still find the light.
we do not plan on completely abandoning the project. It is simply the city is burned. And more people are going to die if we don't take care of this, including the people that are trying to investigate.
It's understandable.
We
The
hope
contempt
that
will not be removed until the missing people are found.
that's understood. We thank you for your patience. And we
Well, the
hope that we do
projects-
find these missing people for you.
And all the projects continue. Kat, take your action.
Ooh, it's an action time. This is gonna be bad. I'm so sorry, everybody. The people have decided, and by the people I mean the House of Pan has decided that based upon various things such as uprisings and mutants and former cultists decapitating people and leaving them on the outskirts of town, that we need to fund a police force. For both examining threats before they simply arrive on our doorstep, and also for hopefully maintaining a more peaceful and just society for all.
Well, we currently do have a militia. Do we want to upgrade them to being a military?
Oh,
An
okay.
army.
We can upgrade militia to army.
Yeah.
And they can do things like spying and maintaining the peace and whatnot. Because we do want to take care of. There are a lot of disgruntled people that have been kicked out of the town right now. We need to find them. So maybe if that's the project, instead of like find out what the hell's gone on with both the cultists and the former Elks Club people, that could also be the project. But I think upgrading militia to military, like making it better, is a better priority.
Yeah, it can also serve the function of police and all these other aspects that we need them to.
Yeah, because we don't want to spread resources too thin either. We've had a lot of people dying, so a more well-funded military presence is probably good. I have no idea what to set for a timescale on that one.
well, since you already have a militia, it's not a huge jump. So I'd say it's probably going to take at least, I would say 4 weeks, but that's just me.
4 weeks is fine. It's also pointed out to the Court of Nuclea that this should prevent any further murders from happening with their people, just in case somebody is still out there. So it is partially an appeasement measure to the Court of Nuclea as well.
The court understands. We shall remove the contempt. It's understandable.
We very much appreciate it. We will find who murdered your people, and justice shall be served.
Okay. Nick, the last card of autumn. You begin winter next turn. The Two of Clubs. Someone returns to the community. Who and where are they? Or where were they? Sorry, where were they? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is and what happened to them?
Can't really do that. Oh, jeez. Body was found. Um. I would say, yeah, let's bring in that cave system. Someone comes back from, and they were sort of trying to map out the cave system up north. But due to resources running out, and the cave system being a lot bigger than they had originally thought, they had to return.
Okay. Well, the projects continue on their path. What action would you like to take on this turn?
I got so many things. Jeez. Okay. Just for the, well, no, that's not really necessary. Pretty much got like, do we actually have like solid fortifications, or do we just have like?
We basically have like a wooden barricade around the center of the town, sort of the most defensible position. We also have, watchtowers and some other sort of fortified positions. Nothing like, hugely concrete.
Okay. Let's upgrade that.
Okay. How long do you think it's gonna take?
With the resources that we have, middle of the road, 3.
Okay. quite a few projects going on as winter sets in. The air grows colder, the snow begins to fall, and the calamity will soon come. How soon, we don't know. That's the fun of it, isn't it? So, that brings it to Marvin.
Mhm.
First up, the Five of Spades.
5 of spades.
Winter elements destroy a food source.
Mm.
If this was your only food source, add a scarcity. Or, winter elements leave everyone cold, tired, and miserable. Project dice are not reduced this week.
Hmm. No, that's a hard one.
It is.
Do I have a coin? Yes, I do. All right. That's the first option. Tails the second. And it is tails, so we're going with the second option.
Okay, no project dice are reduced this week. Everybody's just sort of, as the cold sets in, miserable as hell, and don't want to do anything. Want to try to keep it as warm as possible around the new wooden fires.
He'll increase lumber production forthwith.
Indeed, yes. Since there are no project dice to adjust, any actions you like to take?
Let's discover something new.
Okay, what are we discovering?
I'm going to build off of that cave system. Since we never really discovered, explored it fully, I'm going to say that's the new base of operations of the cultists. If we had just gone in there a bit deeper, we may have discovered them and routed them out. But now, it's like they have a foothold, and it's very near our settlement.
Indeed. Okay.
And that's
So, now it is my turn. Pull the Six of Clubs. Time has come to consolidate your efforts and your borders. Projects located outside the settlement fail, and all other projects remaining are reduced by 2 this week. Or, someone finds a curious opportunity on the edge of the map. Start a project related to this discovery. I think that some people were enterprising, deciding to go out and try to find out more about the scrapyard that's been kind of just sitting there unused. And they discover that under the sort of surface layers of rusted metal are, like, sealed crates of, metal to be shipped out. So they found that there is a lot of scrap metal for the taking if someone can do it. Push it all these down. So it should be down here. I'm gonna say with the amount of projects we're currently working on, it's gonna be 4. We've got a lot of hands in different pockets, so we're kind of spread thin.
It's true.
That being said, the missing people, their project is coming to a finality. Soon we'll discover the outcome of their investigation. The government is, coming along swimmingly, as one does. Same with the roads, the military, and the new defenses. Let's see. What do I want to do? Man. I want to discover a new location. And it is the culmination of several weeks of us not paying attention to the cults. Well, not to the cults, to the marauders. Not the marauders, the mutants. There is a mutant sort of forward base that has appeared along the edge of our settlements. It's huge. I'm going to small that. Just on the other side of the river.
Oh boy.
Danger's closer. Okay, that's it for my turn. Michael. The four of spades. All the animals and young children are crying and won't stop. Hold a discussion about this, in addition to your regular action for this week. Or, a great atrocity is revealed. What is it and who uncovers it?
Oh man, a great atrocity. All right. I think maybe it has to do with like the missing people because that's about to wrap up.
Okay.
Maybe it ties back to the dead militia leader. I think it is discovered that a citizen who was like the driving force behind government, behind like, democracy, supposedly, or they might have had good motives. They really did want democracy, but they were willing to like kill and frame to get it. It's discovered they were the ones who were killing cultists. They killed the militia leader, and they helped the House of Pan destroy the Elks Club, who were standing in the way of their democratic dream. They did it all for a good cause, but they, killed a lot of people and ruined the Elks Club. So now the whole city is kind of left in shock and wondering, like, should we really keep trying for this democracy thing? Maybe we, like all civilization, are just cursed to have some kind of strong man running us.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what happens there.
And so the missing persons project is completed.
Yeah.
I believe that was Marvin who started that one, correct?
Yep. And
What is the result?
And now that we've discovered it was all a frame up, just so discontent. And did we catch the person who did it, Michael? Or are they still out there?
Yeah, I think we did. And they threw him in prison, but he's like, what I did was right. It was for the good of the city, and we're not sure what to do with him.
It wasn't for the good of the city. You sowed chaos and violence and madness throughout our community.
It had to be done to create a just society.
But maybe we can use this. If it was an outside force killing our members, maybe we can use this to reconcile with the cultists. Maybe.
All right, so I think for the action, we gotta do a discussion about this.
Okay.
All right, so I will say I'll be just like some random citizen. I'll be like the killer, the democracy murderer. He did some bad things, but it was for a good cause. We need, and more importantly, democracy is the only way forward. The only way like we can keep all of these different feuding factions together in one group. We should let him go, and we should stick on the course and try and remain a democratic government. Okay, I'll pass it on here.
The House of Pan is embarrassed that anybody associated with us would foment revolution and dissent amongst the citizenry. Although it is, we believe, still in our best interest to have democracy. We do not condone murder or violence. If we did so, we would have executed the members of the Elks Club when we burned down their lodge. If you all remember, we advocated against that. However, we shall not advocate against violence for this lone person He did not kill a member of the House of Pan. He killed several members of the Court of Nuclea. We believe that this is a decision that is best left to the Court of Nuclea, as they are the wronged party. Such is the law.
And democracy is nice and all, but should we once again have the government run by one person? I mean, we could still be semi-democratic, but why one person leading? Why not have a group, like a... Or not like just sort of like an elected group, but still, like, as was stated before, several weeks ago, have a representative of each, I guess, larger faction within this thing.
The court is outraged at this revelation. This man has sown violence and discontent in our community, and is responsible for a schism in our faith. The court demands that he be executed. But beforehand, his crimes will be confessed to our wayward brothers and sisters, in an effort to bring them back into the fold. For it is he who caused all of this, and he will be punished, so the court demands.
It is confusing to have someone who is a great advocate for a just system turn out to be not a just individual. Democracy should still stand, but we should return our gaze to who we should include in the discussions and leadership, not just those who are currently at this table. Okay. Well, that's Kat. It is your turn.
It's hard. They've all been great so far.
10 of spades.
Okay.
In preparation for the coming year, there is one. The community begins a huge undertaking. Start a project that will take at least 5 weeks to complete.
Okay. I think that the huge undertaking is we've gotten everything set up. We've gotten grains, we've gotten vegetables. Obviously, you can't grow those anymore this time of year, but we have not made any way of preserving grains or vegetables. And we don't have booze. So the large project is setting up, I think, kind of a distillery or a brewery. Certainly we have plenty of water. Understandably, the lake is going to freeze, but it is a freshwater lake. There's plenty of water.
In fact, the water does not freeze during the winter.
Oh, excellent. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot.
Yep.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, cannery might not be the worst idea either. So, basically making this place winterproof in terms of food. So that's, basically pickling, brewery, cannery. I don't know if that's too many things to be doing all at once, but it is a massive project, so.
Preserving.
Yeah. Because we have to be realistic that it's going to be, these resources are not going to exist anymore in the winter other than animals. We can't just eat animals.
I love how we're inventing craft beer.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, it's a good way of purifying water, too.
And we're just gonna make a refreshing IPA,
We would make an IPA. So with that, the things begin to tick down. We have a semblance of a government.
Hey, elected democracy.
It is going to be an elected democracy. There is not a singular individual that is sort of in charge. It's a council of 7, so that there cannot be a tie vote. That whenever a decision is brought to the table, it will almost assuredly have an outcome. The Courts of Nuclear, obviously, there's a seat for it's first offered to the House of Pawn, a seat house to the Courts of Nuclear, and also a seat is extended to some of the remaining faction of the Elks Club, because they were in fact a huge part of the construction of this settlement. And then the rest are, I mean, they're all obviously elected, but then of course, then the rest are elected from the citizenry. So, trying to keep as many voices at the table as possible. It's not a popular decision, I assume, but
We're not fond of the fact that people that have repeatedly held us in the citizenry in contempt are at this table, especially with their dwindling numbers and usefulness. But
governments are messy.
mhm.
The roads have also been completed, just in time. Where were the roads heading to again, Michael?
I think one was actually going down to the forest, so maybe like past the mutants are not posing a threat to that road. And the other one was going up to the Wanderers. Oh, yeah, it didn't need bridges. I don't know if the bridges are included or not. Maybe that could be another
Yeah, I'd
project.
say so. Yeah,
Okay, we can throw a
That,
bridge over
uh,
there. They imagine
yeah.
the bridge is there.
they're nothing complex, but they're there. And then up
Right.
towards the
And
Wanderers.
the other one goes up to visit the Wanderers, so we can easily get more fruit from them and other growing goods. So yeah, it's important. Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
The military is completed.
Good. So, obviously, farmers don't have a lot to do in the winter. So, part of the Plowshares to Swords program, several military positions are taken up by former members of the House of Pan, which changes its name to the Trade Unionists,
Okay.
to further illustrate the fact that we are a union, not a monarchy or an exclusive membership. Anybody can join the Trade Unionists. All they have to do is believe in free democracy, trade, and progress. But is the military now completely dominated by people formerly associated with the House of Pan? I mean, once again, not a lot for farmers to do in the winter, and there is a fight coming on.
That's indeed true.
Hope you don't mind me
And-
changing their name, but
No, not at all. And lastly, we have the defenses have also completed. What sort of defenses has been made, Nick?
Well, I think a lot more of sort of like metal has been sort of like made to sort of fortify like the sort of the watchtowers are sort of, so it's not as, they're not just wood watchtowers, they're sort of really decent metal and everything else. There's been some obviously the walls around the central city have been fortified, and I think there's sort of like a set barracks, I think, as well, for the military.
A impressive place we have found ourselves. Let's see. Where did I pull that icon from? Yeah, I lost that icon. Let's use this one. Well, that's huge. Far bigger than it should have been. Yeah, so we have a lot of defenses going for us. We have some semblance of weapons. We have a full-fledged military. We have defensive positions. We have a fortified city. We have roads for maneuverability. Okay.
I know it's still my turn.
It's
too.
still your turn, yeah. Any actions you'd like to take?
Preemptive strike on the mutants.
Okay. Project?
Project preemptive strike on the mutants. Yep. We're feeling confident. We've got the roads. We've got the manpower. If they wish to come and threaten us, then we will take care of them first. We have dynamite. We're ready to go.
How long do you think it's going to take?
I mean, I think we're moving pretty fast on this, so I'm gonna give it 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
I think that's enough time for logistics to deploy and to kick some ass for the red, white, and blue, which is the French flag, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Okay.
well, I'm just saying the trade unionists believe in equality, liberty, and fraternity, so.
Okay. So that brings it to Nick.
Yeah.
We have the Ace of Spades.
Well, that's always a positive thing.
Ace of Spades.
The only
You have two
card you need.
options. Now is the time to conserve energy and resources. A project fails, but you'll gain in abundance. Or now is the time for hurried labor and final efforts. A project finishes early, but you gain a scarcity.
Oh, jeez.
We could finish
Oh.
preserving so early.
We could. Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
But what would be as a scarcity?
We could shift one of our abundances down to a scarcity. We could shift food down to a scarcity in the meantime. Since
We'd
we've
also-
used most of it to preserve.
It's true.
We could also fail the scrap metal project to gaining abundance in scrap metal.
That's true. Yeah.
That would be more of a completing to get the abundance. A failure means that we didn't succeed. So we'd get an abundance somewhere else.
I gotcha.
I wouldn't necessarily mind losing the scrap metal project to pick up an abundance of old world tech. I'm just saying.
It's up to Nick. Your choice.
Mm-hmm. It's like we're pretty southern is the problem. Like,
Just to say one more thing,
sorry.
moving wood into scarcity might make sense because currently the mutants are fucking with our ability to have wood.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let's put the wood back into the scarcity.
And which project is finishing early?
I think yeah, let's do a trade. Let's say the scrap metal go. No. Yeah, let's finish up the scrap metal.
Okay. I believe that was my project. Yeah, we just find an absolute metric ton of scrap metal that we could use in the coming year to help rebuild our society after this attack, after winter ends, and maybe even help reinforce the Wanderers and the Snow Bunnies. Project Dinosaur continuing. Any actions before the end of your turn?
Jeez. It's done. Yeah, let's. I think the House Nuclea is right. We need to do something about the cultists. Try and see if we can even appease what we're doing, what's happening. So let's discuss something and see what comes of it.
Do you want to try to bring them back into the fold?
If they want to.
Uh,
Probably maybe 3.
Okay. I think it's pretty fair.
Discussions may take some time.
Yes. That they might. Okay. So, Marvin.
Yep.
You have the 2 of clubs.
Okay.
A headstrong community member takes charge of the community's efforts. A project fails, and then another project finishes early. Or a headstrong community member tries to take control of the community. How are they prevented from doing this, and do the conflict and no projects are continued for this week?
What was that? Projects are just frozen for this?
Yes.
Mm. And then the first one was to fail a project,
But another one completes.
but another one completes. All right, let me grab another coin.
Chaos.
All right. Heads for the first, tails for the second. I don't know why I flip coins so much for these, but hey. Tails.
Okay, someone tried to take control of the community. What are they doing?
Okay.
And why are they prevented?
No 10 minutes or something. Gotcha. I think it's going to be a sympathizer for the cultists in the Court of Nuclear, with the revelation that all of this was just a false flag operation against the court. It's like, how dare you blame us? For so long we worked to safeguard you people. And now it turns out it was all someone else. I think we are owed some, I don't know, reprimations? Maybe we should have more of a say on the council? Maybe if you listened to us in the beginning, none of this would have happened? I say we should be in charge. The court should be in charge. We had your best interests at our hearts from the very beginning, after all. What say you?
Is this a discussion?
No, but how were they prevented from taking control though? Because they failed.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough support from the people. It's just one guy.
One guy with the dream, but
One guy with a dream. The rest of the court's like, no, we have a good thing going with everyone else. And we won't let you ruin it. Seize him. I think he's just grabbed and exiled
okay.
for stirring up shit.
All these projects continue, and any action of your turn?
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna hold a discussion.
Okay.
If we have time. It is 9:05. Very quick discussion. We know our excursion against the mutants is going to finish up next week. Just in case it fails, what do we do? The court is in charge of handling our hospitals. I think we can organize everything, getting ready for the wounded. Do we have a plan going forward?
You hear one of the people from the council. Bunker in, arm up, weather the storm. That's our plan. Any ideas of trying to make an escape were dashed long ago. Michael?
I think. Oh, yeah, my turn. Or
Yeah.
Okay. We've let too many exiles run out. There's the butcher of democracy. There's the Elks Club people. There's the cultists. and they're just getting more and more. When the enemy comes, they'll find lots of angry people who want revenge. I think we need to move now to either bring these exiles back and offer them forgiveness and make them part of our community, or wipe them out for good. We can't have no half measures either way. And I've said my piece.
Sorry, quick question. Wasn't the Butcher of Democracy executed? I thought that was what happened.
Coming up, it's the Cultist Project.
Oh, that's part of
Oh,
the Cultist
okay.
Project.
Right, okay. So he's about to be executed.
Yeah, he's
All right,
he's
never mind.
not
He
been
wasn't exiled.
exiled.
That's my bad.
He's in prison and going to be executed.
Yes, so it's the Elks and the cultists are the ones who either we gotta forgive or destroy, but no half measures.
I do believe that any members of the Elks Club that felt they could be rehabilitated back to society have already rejoined us and are working to rebuild their club, are they not? I know I'm not supposed to be getting feedback from other people, but I'm asking for clarification.
Well, I mean, they're gonna try. Of course, they're gonna try to rebuild, but obviously not in the same way they were before.
Correct. So, any members of the Elks Club that have rejoined us have rejoined us. The cultists are going to be rejoining us soon when they see that they have gotten justification and vindication. I see no reason to be chasing people through the wastelands when the winter is coming upon us. I believe that we need to hunker down, extend fortifications, take care of the mutant problem on our outskirts, which shall be done. There's nothing now else to do besides wait and prepare. I have spoken.
Nick.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much set where we are. We've got defenses, we've got military, we've got we're good, man. Like, why do we even need to go out and face these people? Why not let them come to us? And as for those in the outskirts, if they come back, they come back. If they don't, they can do whatever they want.
Okay. Marvin, any final statements? As you asked the question.
It's muted. The court of Nuclear will hold a final prayer. Let the holy power of nuclear energy guide us in this troubled time and lead us to victory.
Okay.
The military members that used to be in the House of Pan cheer for that.
And so, as the final week closes, the next card that is pulled is the King of Spades. The calamity arrives. And that's it. That's where we end. The game is over.
Whoa.
It ends on the final moments of it arrives. The beauty of the game is that did we do enough? We have no idea, and we will never find out. The beauty of this game is unanswered questions, unanswered situations.
So it ended on a prayer.
It did end on a prayer.
At least you made it
and also
halfway
the
there.
people that have turned themselves into the military cheering for the prayer.
Yeah, I mean that's implications.
So I think they'll turn out pretty well. We
It
don't
will
have
all
to
work out in the end.
I mean,
Something's gonna happen.
we
Something.
we certainly built up a lot of military. You know, unfortunately,
I think people hold
the
out.
enemy arrived before the preemptive strike took care of their forward forces, and that's unfortunate. But
Oh yeah.
We didn't get the cultists back in our arms.
no,
Oh well.
Didn't get a chance to preserve everything either. So
no. But on the
That's
other hand, losing wood as a resource wasn't the end of the world because
Yeah.
that's something we couldn't get at until the mutants were gone. Anywho.
Mhm.
I don't know why I fell into being this weird Machiavellian force, but I did.
it happens.
It's like Let me
The
manipulate
bread,
all
the bread
dreams.
mafia.
Scooter, take us away.
If I'm just like sitting there going like, does this leave it open for a sequel? You know, it's like watching something going, what? Now what? If
That's the
winter
fun of this game
came,
the fun of this game is that it leaves so many unanswered questions, and that's how it is. You know, we can obviously, you know, talk amongst ourselves and theorize: did we survive? Did we do enough? But in the end,
I love some of like, if you a synopsis of like some of the final speeches, like Michael's "Join us or die," like that was his last speech was, "You got to join us or we just kill you." Like,
Mhm.
I love
think
the
that-
I love
think
the
that
idea.
might have said something suitably non-committal at the end.
I think it's great. I think it's great to see all the different viewpoints, even though they weren't your viewpoints, but you guys did really play your communities and your factions. It was pretty dope. I have never seen this played or anything up until now, so
it's quite fun.
this is super
It
rad.
is fun.
Yeah, this is a different type of role playing, you know.
Oh, totally.
So I really enjoyed it. I hopefully we bring some of these back. You know, some of these systems like that Avery Elder is part of, because they seem to be very different. They're put together different. They think outside of the norm of what a normal role playing game with stats and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for putting this together, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Those in the chat, of course, Gray Mouse, thank you so much for hanging in there and seeing what we're up to. We will play this again. Who knows what's going to happen next week, or if we'll be here next week. You know what? We're kind of on this awesome little, not hiatus, but like, hey, show up on a Tuesday. If we're there, there might be something going on. But there is a series coming very soon. I know Michael is putting something together coming with the next month or so. So just stay tuned. Don't worry about it. More awesomeness is coming. Time to Tabletop has a lot of things going on. If you check out our website, go see what we're up to, especially locally. And sometimes we show up in different conventions and those types of things. So come see us. But until next time that you see us, pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. We'll see you soon, everyone.
It's always our best one ever.
Always.
It only gets better.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, wait, there's more. No, there's not. Bye.